Hello everyone, this is Take from bigheadtaco.com and welcome to BHT Studios. It's been a long time since I did a Tuesday, 2-minute Tuesday. I don't know what I called it the last time. This time I'm just gonna call it Tips Tuesday, or maybe Take's Tips for Tuesday, or Tuesday Tips from Take. I still don't know what to call this, but it is Tuesday, or at least I'm shooting this on a Tuesday. And what I thought I would do is do another kind of a tips, kind of a show. And this time it's about printing your photographs. And as you can see, I have a plethora of types of prints. I have Instax prints over here, and that is Fujifilm's square format. And I have lots of prints that when I was down in San Francisco, I took prints. I took pictures while I was down there, and there's a stack of them here. It's not even all of them, but here's some of my prints. And as well, I have the opening camera. I showed a Polaroid, the old camera that took peel apart film. I have pictures from that as well. And this is some of my favorite photos I've ever taken. And this is with 667, so this film is long discontinued, even in the Fujifilm format, the FP3000B, I guess it was called. This is the Polaroid, the original 667. I still have a couple of packs left. In fact, there you go. I think this is my last box left of 667. It expired back in 2004, 2005, so I still have a box left of it. You know, people think print, people think film cameras. They think either instant camera or a film camera like this. But you know, you can really print even your digital photos. And I think that's probably a tip that I can give to most digital photographers, is that perhaps we came from the generation of printing and now we're just tired of it. And you know, because you do a whole roll and maybe out of the 36 shots you got 3 or 4 keepers, right? And then you think, wow, what a waste of these 28, 29 prints. I don't know what to do with them. But you know, today with digital, we can be discerning and choose what photos that we want to keep. And I thought I would just kind of showcase what I kind of do. So when I go to Hong Kong and I do shoot with a film camera, I do print almost everything that I shoot. And I just, for whatever reason, I find my hit count is much higher when I go to Hong Kong. And so I do get these pictures. Some of these you'll probably recognize from my Instagram feed. And these are just kind of straight out of the lab. The lab just prints these pictures, and this is kind of how these photographs turn out. And I do, at the back of these prints, I do write down the twin check number on the back, and I group these by projects. I should have put, this is my last project, so that's BHT HK 2018, and I should have put that so that I know what year or what grouping, because once I file my photos, I know what year to go to. But these are sort of just a few of the prints that I have that I've taken, and it just feels nice to have a physical print in your hand once you take pictures, because even there are a lot of those that shoot film, they get them scanned and they never print them. And I think that's kind of a shame that you don't end up printing your photos. And so I think it's important you do so, but remember to put some kind of a filing system so you know how to find the images after the fact, so that you're not scrambling to figure it out. And that goes the same for digital, right? When you shoot digital, make sure you have some kind of a system in your hard drive so that you can quickly find photos when you want them. And so this is just sort of an example of what I do with my 35mm film cameras. I do print them out like this, and it just feels nice. I think digital is very virtual, but I think as humans we are physical beings, and it's nice to have a physical product in your hand. It's just like spinning a record versus, you know, playing, streaming something online. Something about the process of having and seeing something physical spinning and playing music, our minds can kind of make that sort of a human connection to it, because it is physical. And I think photographs as well, when you print them, there's kind of a human connection to that print. Now, another thing that I like doing is when I do print large, so I just recently printed a large photograph for the living room because my wife said I want a nice print and she wanted it black and white. She wanted something architectural. I did print out proofs, and maybe it's hard to tell in these, but there is a little bit of a like a greenish tone I put to this one, and this one has a little bit of a purplish bluish tone, and this one here actually was sort of this is a digital photo taken with the Fujifilm X-T2 and the 10-24, and this is One Island East in Quarry Bay in Hong Kong. And so this is straight out of camera acros, and then this is slightly tinted and slightly tinted, so you can sort of see the difference here. And you know, it's nice to get these proofs done, and then once, you know, camera girl, my wife, decides I like this one, then we went and printed this one here. And as well, I did play around with aspect ratio. This is 5:7, this is 4:6, and I find it's easier to notice aspect ratio differences when you print it, and you can sort of see it in hand, and you can see how this is a little bit more square than this, right? And so these are done at Costco. I think this is like 15 cents Canadian to print, and these are maybe 20 cents or 25 cents. So it doesn't cost a lot of money. If there isn't a lab near you, maybe you could, if you live in the US, you can take it to the darkroom, and they have a fantastic program of sending out mailers, and you mail it in, they mail it back, and that's actually these specific pictures here were sent from Hong Kong to the darkroom in San Clemente, California, and then shipped up to Canada. So each country is different. Check their website to see what the requirements are for shipping, but very reasonably priced. And another thing I wanted to talk about is a reason to print. So maybe you don't want to put pictures up. Maybe you want to do a zine. So this is a friend of mine in Hong Kong, Belaz, and he did a little zine that he shot in Hong Kong. And, you know, again, this is a nice little gift that he gave to me, so thank you so much. As well as even for yourself, as a kind of a calling card, as your business card. You can hand these out, you can sell them on your website, but really, it's a nice way of showcasing work. Even if it's film or if it's digital, it still is nice to print something like this. So that's another idea. Print on the wall, or if you want to create a zine, you can do something like this. But as well, this project here was for a sort of a photo club that I'm part of called Third Sunday, and it's organized by Terry G from Revolver Coffee. And what he does is every third Sunday of the month, we all get together either at Revolver Coffee, the shop is closed, and there's a theme for the month. And so whatever that theme might be, it might be portraits, it might be black and white, it might be juxtaposition, but whatever theme he gives, then there's a group of us, there's about 20 of us in the group, and on average we get about 8 to 12 people that show up, and we basically have 2 minutes to explain our photos. And so what I did was, you know, for me, we had the last one of the year, which was just a couple of weeks ago, and he said any theme, and so I just kind of did travel, and I quickly made proofs, as I mentioned, 4x6 proofs, and I made sure that the machine, so what you see on your screen at home is not necessarily what the machine will print. So you have to, the best way to do that is to basically send these prints. So these are 15 cents, that's all they cost me. And a lot of labs will reprint for you, but I just don't like that. I'd rather send 4x6 proofs, take a look at the images first, and then send them in. And these are all a mixture of film and digital. This is Leica MA with the 35 Lux pre-aspherical. This is XH1 with the 10-24 down in San Francisco. And this is the XH1 again with the XF23 in Toronto. So, you know, digital or film, it doesn't matter. You know, just get the proofs done. And then once you get the proofs done, then you can print them large like this. And these things will cost you like, even these are 8x12. So these are uncropped 4x6s. Just remember, if you print 8x10, you're cropping your 4x6 to a 4x5, right? And so once everything looks great, then I will print larger and print them 8x12. And these ones I either will give away, or I can have them framed and either give them away or have them around the house. But I print enough of these that I think my wife is kind of sick and tired of seeing my prints all over the house. My wife is also an artist. She paints, so some of her work is on the wall, and she appreciates other artists' work. But you know, these are all printed, and it just feels nice to, instead of have this, because I think I posted this picture on Instagram. So, there's Instagram and on Instagram the picture is like this small and there is no tactileness to it. But when you do print it, even at a 4, let's just find that print here. Here we go. So even when you print it as a 4x6, give it to a friend or something like that, or use it like a business card. And it is nice to have it in your hand. And then when you blow it up larger like this, it just it looks different. And I challenge you to pick some of your favorite photos and then print them out to at least 8x12 and really look at the images and see what resolution power and sort of the characteristics of your lenses, what happens when you do actually print. And there's different types of print methods. There's wet labs you can send them to. You can do your own digital printing from home, or you can send it off to a lab. But I prefer wet lab. I prefer taking it to a proper lab and having it printed. And if I have the time and energy, which I will perhaps one day, I will set up a dark room again and develop my own film, as well as make my own prints, make contact prints. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about here. Is in the past when I used to go on vacation, this is how I used to. So these are the original E100 Kodak E100 slides, and this is kind of how I would do it. I would get a contact sheet, get them to create the contact, and then from this sheet, my favorite photos I would print on the other side here. And because I didn't mount my slides, I shot slides just because I liked the look of the slide. And so this is kind of how this is from you can even see there, see E100 VS. And this is from 2000 on my trip to Okinawa, right here. I think this is still E100 VS. Yes, it is. And so, so that's it. I didn't want to call this 2-Minute Tuesday because I knew it'd be more than 2 minutes, but hopefully you enjoyed that. So please, I encourage everyone to go and print your photos. Have fun with your photographs. Give them away as gifts. I mean, sending someone an email of your photo versus actually printing it out and giving it to them. If you have those Instax printers, that's another great way where you can take a picture for yourself and then immediately give these. So I actually had the Instax, the SQ6, so I actually had to take 2 pictures. So I would take a photo, give them to my guest, and then take another photo and then keep it for myself. And so even if you want to shoot instant photography, use an Instax camera and be able to give these prints away to friends and then keep a copy for yourself. So that's it. That's my tip for Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching and happy shooting.